Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. We love digging into unique sources,
hmm
and today we're going to be looking at the world of credit repair,
Okay.
but through a kind of a back door.
Hmm.
We found some marketing material from a company called Elite Credit Solutions.
Interesting.
Now, we're not endorsing them or their services or anything like that,
Right.
but this material gives us a really interesting look at the things that these companies are focusing on
Nice.
and how they're thinking about this whole credit repair thing, and
Yeah.
some of it's pretty surprising.
Yeah. What did you find?
Well, it turns out that you might be signaling bad credit without even realizing it.
Really? What do you mean by that?
It's fascinating how they have like a very specific type of client that they are looking for.
Hmm. And it's not who you would expect.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily what you'd expect. It's
What?
like they've cracked the code on what behaviors actually suggest someone needs their help,
Interesting.
and their number one target.
Hmm.
People with full voicemails or no greeting at all. I mean, I know I've been guilty of letting my voicemail fill up, but
Yeah.
I never thought it could be a red flag for bad credit.
It's not that a full voicemail directly causes bad credit.
Right.
It's more about what that behavior might represent.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, if you're constantly dodging calls and letting messages pile up,
Yeah.
it's a good chance you're also avoiding other responsibilities, maybe even bills.
Oh.
The classic avoidance coping mechanism, you know.
Mm.
Unfortunately, that avoidance can lead to missed payments and late fees
Yeah.
and ultimately damage to your credit score.
So it's not just about missing that call from your best friend.
Right.
Ignoring your voicemail could actually be a sign of a much deeper financial struggle.
Exactly.
And the consequences,
Oh, yeah.
missed opportunities, higher interest rates, even difficulty getting approved for apartments or jobs.
Exactly. Ignoring the problem doesn't make it disappear.
Yeah.
Addressing those underlying financial issues is the key to breaking free from that avoidance cycle.
That makes so much sense. Okay, so full voicemails check.
Yeah.
What's the next surprising client type on their list?
They call them the procrastinators.
Ah.
You know, I'll do it tomorrow, folks.
Oh, yeah, we all know those.
And surprisingly, this tendency can really hurt when it comes to credit repair.
Okay. I can see how putting off bills would be bad.
Yeah.
But how does procrastination play into the credit repair process itself?
Well, they point out that starting the repair process is actually pretty quick.
Okay.
It only takes about 5 to 10 minutes to fill out the initial paperwork.
Wow.
But some people delay for months, even a year.
Really?
And that delay can be costly because often addressing credit issues has a time-sensitive component. The sooner you act, the better the outcome.
So procrastination doesn't just affect the initial stages of credit repair.
Right.
It can also impact the entire process.
Totally.
They even mention how clients need to be on top of sending in documents promptly to keep things moving.
Right. Staying engaged and taking timely action is crucial for success in credit repair. It's not a magic fix. It requires active participation and consistent effort.
It sounds like they're looking for clients who are ready to dive in and tackle their credit challenges head on,
Yeah.
not just sit back and hope for the best.
Exactly. And speaking of being proactive, their next target client might surprise you.
Oh, okay. Lay it on me.
People with a lack of determination.
A lack of determination.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, we want your financial goals more than you do.
That's so interesting. I mean, you'd think everyone would be super motivated to fix their credit, right?
You would think, yeah.
It impacts so many areas of our lives. But it seems like they've noticed that for some, taking action,
Yeah.
staying engaged and following through is a bigger obstacle than actually achieving their goals.
And that's a crucial point to remember. Credit repair isn't a passive process.
Right.
It's a partnership that requires commitment and effort from the client.
So it's not enough to just want better credit. You have to be willing to put in the work.
You got it.
But this next one really threw me for a loop.
Oh, what's that?
People with poor cell phone coverage. I was like, wait, what does your phone service have to do with your credit score?
This one really highlights how interconnected our financial lives truly are.
Okay.
It turns out even signing up for a cell phone contract can involve a credit check.
Oh.
And those big name providers with the best coverage,
Yeah.
they're more likely to scrutinize your credit history.
So if you've got some dings on your credit report, you might end up with a lower quality provider,
Exactly.
spotty service,
Yeah.
and a phone that's more trouble than it's worth.
Exactly. And what they're suggesting is that instead of settling for subpar service,
Right.
People should address the root cause their credit issues.
I see.
It's a reminder that good credit isn't just about loans.
Yeah.
It impacts access to everyday services and can affect the quality of those services too.
So a bad credit score could literally mean dropped calls and endless buffering.
It could.
Who knew? Okay, now I'm curious about the last client type they're seeking. People with high car insurance rates. I know credit plays a role in insurance,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize how significant it could be.
It's a factor that many people overlook. Just like lenders' insurance companies, pull your credit report when you apply for coverage.
Okay.
The industry uses credit scores as an indicator of risk.
So even if you have a spotless driving record, bad credit could translate into sky-high insurance premiums.
Absolutely.
Right?
In fact, they mentioned that some insurance companies specifically target people with bad credit
Oh, wow.
because they know those customers are less likely to shop around for better rates.
Wow, it's like a vicious cycle. Bad credit leads to higher costs,
Yeah.
which can make it even harder to improve your financial situation.
It's tough.
It seems like they're really driving home the point that fixing your credit isn't just about getting out of debt.
Yeah.
It's about accessing better services,
Yeah.
lower rates,
Right.
and ultimately more financial freedom.
That's a great way to put it. And what's fascinating here is how these seemingly unrelated habits, a full voicemail, delaying paperwork, even your cell phone service, can actually be indicators of a larger financial picture.
It's like we're sending out signals without even realizing it.
We are.
And those signals can have a ripple effect on our financial lives. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's pause here for a moment to really absorb these insights.
That idea.
We'll be back in a moment to continue our deep dive into this fascinating world of credit repair.
I'm looking forward to it. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when you start connecting these dots, isn't it? But remember, knowledge is power.
Yeah.
The more we understand how our everyday choices impact our financial lives, the better equipped we are to make positive changes.
It really is a mindset shift.
It is.
I think we often approach credit repair as this big, daunting task.
Yeah.
But what's striking me about their approach is the focus on these seemingly small everyday habits.
Right.
They're like tiny cracks that can lead to bigger structural issues if we don't address them.
Precisely. And one thing they emphasize is the importance of goal setting and timelines.
Right.
They want to know what their clients are working towards. Is it buying a home, starting a business, or just achieving peace of mind?
Right.
And how quickly they need to get there.
So it's about having a clear roadmap for your credit journey, not just wandering aimlessly hoping for the best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And while they're all about the practical steps,
Yeah.
like addressing those bad habits we talked about,
Right.
they also highlight the importance of building a relationship of trust and support with their clients.
Interesting.
It's about working together towards a common goal.
They even mentioned getting referrals from past clients.
Oh, wow.
And people reaching out just to say thank you and express gratitude.
That's great.
That's pretty remarkable for a credit repair company.
It speaks to the human element of this process. We've been focusing on practical tips like clearing your voicemail and tackling paperwork.
Yeah.
But ultimately, credit repair is about people and their aspirations.
It's about empowering individuals to achieve their dreams, whether it's owning a home, starting a business, or simply feeling financially secure.
Absolutely. And while they clearly believe in their services, they also acknowledge that professional help isn't always necessary.
Really?
They even offer some tough love in their marketing,
Oh, interesting.
encouraging potential clients to take a hard look at their habits
Yeah.
and identify areas where they might be self-sabotaging.
So they're not just trying to sell their services, they're genuinely trying to help people take control of their financial well-being.
Exactly.
I appreciate that.
It all comes down to self-awareness. We need to honestly assess our habits and choices and ask ourselves, are we unintentionally sending signals that might be limiting our opportunities?
So if you're someone who lets that voicemail inbox fill up,
Yeah.
constantly procrastinates on paperwork, or settles for subpar services because of credit concerns,
Right.
it's time to take a step back and consider how those habits might be impacting your broader financial picture.
And remember, small changes can have a big impact over time.
That's true.
It's about shifting our mindset from feeling overwhelmed and helpless to feeling empowered and in control.
It's about taking ownership of our financial future, one small step at a time. And on that note of empowerment, let's take a moment to let all of this sink in before we wrap up our deep dive into the surprising world of credit repair. Okay, we're back, and I gotta say, This deep dive into credit repair has been really eye-opening.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
I never would have thought about some of these things as being red flags.
It's true.
Who knew that something as simple as a full voicemail could be a sign of a bigger financial struggle?
It's a great example of how interconnected our financial lives truly are.
Yeah.
Every choice we make, every habit we form
Right.
can send ripples through our credit history and ultimately impact our opportunities.
It's almost like we're constantly sending out signals even when we're not aware of it.
We are, yeah.
And those signals can either open doors or slam them shut when it comes to our financial goals.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
But the good news is we have the power to change those signals.
Yeah.
We're not passive bystanders in our own financial journeys. We can take control and make choices that lead to a brighter future.
Absolutely. So let's bring it back to you, our listener.
Okay.
What are some practical steps you can take to improve your creditworthiness starting today?
Well, the first step is self-reflection. Think about the habits we've discussed today.
Okay.
Do you fall into any of those categories?
Right.
Are you avoiding calls, procrastinating on important tasks, or settling for less than you deserve because of credit concerns?
Once you've identified some areas for improvement, it's time to take action.
Right.
Start small, clear out that voicemail inbox,
Yeah.
set aside some time to tackle those dreaded financial to-dos,
Uh-huh.
and explore options for upgrading your services if you've been settling due to credit worries.
Remember, credit repair is a marathon, not a sprint.
It's about the long game.
Yeah, it's about making consistent effort over time and celebrating those small victories along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're feeling overwhelmed or unsure where to start, don't hesitate to seek guidance.
Good point.
There are resources available to help you navigate the complexities of credit and build a brighter financial future.
That's such an important point. Knowledge is power.
It is.
And the more you understand about credit, the better equipped you'll be to make informed choices that empower you financially.
So as you go about your day today, I encourage you to think about your own habits and choices.
Yeah.
With unintentionally sending signals that might be impacting your credit opportunities. What small changes could you make today to improve your financial standing and open those doors to a brighter future?
That's a fantastic question to ponder. And on that note, we're signing off for today. We hope this deep dive has provided valuable insights and inspired you to take control of your credit journey.
We did.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep striving for financial well-being.